discuss a very unique feature of that concept of supply chain and and top organizational management. This was the topic which I have decided to discuss with you. Now I am starting the sharing of that. Yes. So today I have decided to discuss a very unique topic, that is that supply chain management and total quality management, TQM and supply chain management. This is the topic under the entrepreneurship development and business communication skills. This is a very important topic for any organizational setup. If at all we are having that setup, that how we can manage the entire business. So we can see that the supply chain management and total quality management is very much important. So objectives are very clear that after through the thorough discussion, we will learn the importance and concept of supply chain management and total quality management. So let us have a first discussion on that. The supply chain management is an integrated process of utilization, supplier, manufacturer, warehouse, and retailer that can produce a good product and delivery on time and right amount in accordance with the need of consumer with minimum cost. So this is an integrated process actually. It's a integrated process means it's a combination of so many that the so many that actions to all together, and those who are required for completion of this particular process, to whom we are calling the supply chain management, is an integrated process of utilization of supplier. That we utilize the supplier because sometimes we produce something, but we need the supplier for that to who is responsible, who takes the responsibility and supply the things where they are to be needed. So that the utilization of a supplier. Then manufacturer, yes, of course, in supply chain management, the manufacturer is a key, that from where the actually the concept or the product or the service that flows towards the consumer. So manufacturer is also very important. Then warehouse. Yes, of course, we dump the product at the product or service at a juncture where at a junction where we can easily make the ensure the availability to all the corners. So that kind of that warehousing is very much important. And retailers, that is also very much important, that from where the ordinary consumer came and they purchase the product or service, can produce a good product. And delivery on time, yes, this is also very right amount, that is also very in accordance with the need of consumer with minimum cost. This is the entire the process to whom we are calling the integrated process, and this is the actual process of supply chain management. Supply chain management is an approach used to achieve integration of more efficient organization of the supplier, manufacturer, distributor, retailer, and consumer and customer. This means that the goods are produced in the right quantities, at the right time, at the right place, at the aim of achieving the overall cost of the system of minimum, and also achieve the desired service level. Desired service level. The five concept of supply chain management, especially when regarding some of these trends. So the five that the quality revolution, that is also very much important, that that is very important. And the material management and integrated logistic, that warehousing, that we have already considered, is it's a very important aspect of supply chain management, where we can ensure from which place center we can ensure the supply to all the corner of the area or the country or the world. So that is also very much important, that material management and integrated logistics system, that warehousing and that small that the cold storage or like that. A growing interest on industrial market and network. That yes, the interest also on industrial market and network also, they are also very important. Increase focus, that is also very much important, that how we can ensure the supply chain, how can maintain the supply chain. So the availability or our product at a desired time is available. That is also very important. And the influential industry specific studies that this play a vital role. While we have influential studies that in what way the industry and the other the people, those who are in the business of that logistics that support, and that those who are ensuring the supply to the end users. So these kind of that things are very important as far as the supply chain is concerned. So these five that actually the very important factor, that concept of supply chain management, especially when regarding some of these trends, because we know that all are very important, because we know that the quality revolution is very important. That is also a very important. If we are not able to maintain the quality throughout the supply chain management, then it will entire that process will become futile. Because we know in agro industry the product, those who are being produced at one juncture, and it was consumed, and at a reasonable or at a justified price in another corner of the country. So in between that if we are not able to maintain the quality, the same quality when it was produced, have a optimum price of that particular product. So the quality revolution is also very much important, and that's how we can maintain through chain. Or sometimes in the case of the pharmaceuticals company, we know the supply chain is very important, that as far as the vaccine is concerned, because vaccine we have to maintain the ultimate temperature up to the end, that where we will utilize that vaccine. So this here we have if we are not having that supply chain management properly, then the entire system will collapse, and the quality of the product it is very difficult to maintain the quality of the product up to the end user. So quality conscious, that revolution has also improved, has also had also forces us to have a focus on the supply chain management. Material and integrated logistic is also very much important, that how we can have the material on which we can pack the material and product, and then finally we'll make ensure that through the proper warehousing we can ensure the supply chain, that quality which we for that we are working. And a growing interest in industrial market and network, that is also very much important, that the people, those who are having the interest in the growing industrial market, is very much that also influence, and the peoples are working on the supply chain management. Then the increased focus, that also to be very much necessary, that the increased focus on the supply chain management is also supporting us to have a that a good proper supply management. Then influential industry specific studies, that to be done at by the market research people, those they are doing that, in what way we can further facilitate the supply chain management, and the total quality management EQM. Though both are the simultaneously, it's a supply chain management and total quality management. The supply chain management is one of the portion of the total quality management, because in total quality management we include all efforts, but here we include only the efforts those who are put by the manufacturer to the ultimately to product and service reaches to the consumer. In the supply chain, there are some major players, which are companies that have the same interest, namely supplies, manufacturer, distribution, retail outlet, and customers. Supply chain management goal is to align and demand and supply as effectively, efficiently as possible. Key issues in supply chain management are related like that. The first, the key issue is that determine the appropriate level of outsourcing. That is also very much important, that how much we can outsource the portion of supply chain management. Because out if we are outsourcing the system, and in our system if we are using outsourcing, then definitely the quality assurance goes in a certain path. Because that outsourcing, after that outsourcing, we cannot ensure that in what way the product was to be handled by the organizations to whom we have provided. Although we can have the agreement and everything, but we don't have any control on that. So outsourcing is because that certification now is depend upon them. So we cannot certify their work or their entire assignment at our own. So outsource, that determine the appropriate level of outsourcing. Avoid outsourcing, but somehow if it is economically feasible, then you go ahead for outsourcing instead of doing that entire that work at our own. Sometimes we can spend our time in the growth of that work which we have in our assignment. So outsourcing in supply chain management is also determine the appropriate level that to be very much required. Then managing the purchase procurement of goods. Yes, this is also very much important, that how you can have the production and how you can store the product for final destinations, and how you can maintain the supply and demand, that how you can fulfill the demand. And if the product is not available, then sometimes because of the competitors, the picture of entire business will change. So that is also very much important, that managing purchase procurement of goods, that how you can purchasing the raw material, or sometimes the product of which you are processing in your unit, and then finally how you are storing your procurement of that goods which is required for the production of that finished goods which you are doing. Manage supplier. Yes, this is also very important, that you have to have eye on the people, those who are engaged in the process of the supply. Because if you are not having that control over them, or if you are not having the visionary approach towards the supplier, then quality that to be sometimes under the threat. So that is also very much important, that manage the customer, that manage supplier, which is very important, that how they are carrying the goods, what kind of the measurements, what kind of that the precautions those they are taking in during the transportation, packaging, and supplying, whether they are doing this thing carefully, whether they are maintaining the desired temperature, environmental conditions, or so and so on. So there are so many that you have to keep in your mind. If you are managing your supplier, then you can have very good opportunity to have a very good business, and that is to be the requirement of the supply chain management. Manage the customer relationship. Yes, until and unless CRM, the customer relationship management, is a very key part of in any business, that process to achieve the success. Because in marketing, we know the consumer satisfaction up to the product concept, that to be converted into the product or service, and that the marketing is not completed until and unless we have the consumer satisfaction, that information with us. So that to be very much important, that in supply chain management, ultimately you have to have that kind of information from the customer, that whether they are satisfied the way we have supplied the product, and if they have any such type of that which is the information which is not palatable to us, that then immediately we have to address the issue. And then that is why the customer, that feedback is very much important, to ensure the quality and the quantity which they have achieved, which the customers is receiving and consuming, and what kind of the satisfactory level he is having. So that is also very much important, that manage the customer relationship. That is also a very key point in the supply chain management. Then identify problem and respond to problem quickly. If there is any obstacles, there is any sort of that situation which arises, which is not acceptable to the organizational interest, then immediately that to be taken into the consideration, and the necessary steps to be given, to be taken, and to be given through proper guidance to the people, those who are in the process of supply chain management. So that is very important, that to identify the problem and respond the problem quickly. Because if delay sometimes, that affect the business interest of organization as a large at a large. Managing the risk. Yes, this is also very much important, that how you are managing the risk of supply chain management. That these all are the very important things that we have to consider while we are discussing the supply chain management. And integrated supply chain, there are processes, that strategic, that Due to some technical problem, I was not able to audio problem and video problem also. But anyway, now let us have a discussion once again on the key that define the appropriate level of outsourcing, manage the purchase, procurement of goods, manage supplier, manage the customer relationship, uh, and the and uh, in an integrated supply chain, there are processes that strategic supplier partnership, customer relationship, and information sharing. So these are the three process actually integrated supply chain system. First one, the strategic supplier partnership. That is to be very much. That's why we are saying that the strategic that what kind of the action plan, what kind of that the strategy that we think that to be necessary and to be addressed for supply chain management, which is very much important. So that to be took into the consideration while we are having that what kind of that strategy customer relationship, that this is the final that thing which we have to manage if we are in any business. So that is very important. Then the information sharing, that what kind of information we are getting through the source, that through the market research team, that to be addressed. So these are that very much important that total quality management. Now the second concept, which is the part of the discussion of the day, that the total quality management is an integrated approach to obtaining, maintaining high quality output, focus on maintenance, continuous improvement, and preventing failures and all level and functions of the company in order to meet the customer satisfaction, consumer satisfaction, expectations. That is the motto of the total quality management. So quality management is also an integrated approach in which we have a supply chain management. One of the that process which is the part of the total quality management, also the supply chain management. So total quality management is an integrated approach to obtaining, maintaining high quality output. How we can maintain the high quality output, that prime objective of the total management. Focus on maintenance, that in what way we can maintain once if we have given the goods, or in what way we can maintain that kind of that satisfaction which, and how we can meet out the expectations of the customer. That is very important. Then continuous improvement, it's a continuous process, that how we can have that value addition in the process which we have adopted for achieving the total quality management. Then prevention at all levels. So yes, of course, we may fail because of any reason. So and then on the basis of the failure, let us have worked out a plan to success on the failures those we have reported in during the process. So prevention of failure at all level and function of the company in order to meet the exceed consumer satisfaction. That is the final, that how we can have, how we can meet out the consumer that satisfaction expectation, that that is the final, that the end of the final, that destination of the marketing process. So that to be how we can achieve this thing. At every time we have to excel, and we have to improve entire services those we are providing, and it's from product perception to final that consumer satisfaction. So total quality management is an integrated approach, that how we can have that we can meet the consumer satisfaction and the expectation by improving in our process, that those are the process which we have utilized either in production, in supply chain, or in the consumer satisfaction, or any sort of that promotion, or sometimes the extraordinary marketing, that the promotion and the strategy. So those all are the part of quality management. So the concept of quality management, as well as the philosophy principle of management, is also set strategies and practices that can be used to enhance the competitiveness and performance of the company through fulfillment and customer satisfaction. That is prime. That how we can fulfill the customer satisfaction, how we can design our entire that efforts. So finally, we can have the consumer satisfaction that report with us. So that entire that concept of quality management is philosophy and principle of management. That is it's a philosophy actually, that how we can achieve this kind of thing. So it's a little bit that part of the principles of total management which we have, and then also the strategy, the practices, the competitiveness, performance of the company. This is a bundle. This is actually the integrated efforts of the company. In the global market are changing constantly, as well as the fast delivery, speed of delivery. Product quality is also one element that is essential for companies to be able to completion. That is also very important, because nowadays the fastest that system we are having through the internet marketing and all. So that how we can achieve and ensure the quality, and how we can achieve the final that the destination of satisfaction. That is also the prime objective of the organization nowadays. So total quality management, that ensures the loopholes, those who are arising in the process, we can correct them after the total that the root cause analysis. That is to be done by TQM. TQM is an approach that the company should do today to improve product quality, reduce production cost, increases productivity. TQM implementation is also a positive impact on production cost and revenue. That is the objective of TQM total quality management is very clear, that how we can have a quality product at a reasonable cost. That is, and with reasonable revenue. It's a combination of that, all the efforts those we have made, that those we have done in the process of that, to achieve the objective of consumer satisfaction. TQM implementation is also a positive impact on production cost and revenue. That is also very important. The total quality management ensure the profitability of, or the revenue generation, the marginal cost and the marginal revenue. That is a positive. It means the TQM is an effort, and through which we can reduce the marginal cost, and we can reduce enhance the marginal revenue, because without increasing in the price of the product. So that kind of that management to whom we are calling the total quality management. Two stage to determine the dimming cycle plan, do check, act, PDCA, among others, conducting consumer research and use in the product, that planning, we can say P is for P, that the PDC out of that. Then the P stand, produce also, that is also very important, that the produce do stand for the produce, that what you have product, what kind of product you have produced. Then checking, C stand for checking, that whether the product has been produced in accordance with the plan or not. That is also that the PDCA. C is stand for the checking, and the A is act market product act. That is stand for here the A. That analyze how the product is receiving in the market in terms of quality, cost, and other criteria. Those who are the parameters for the analysis of the product. So according to Juran, that the dimming cycle we have discussed now, the Juran has also three basic steps that should be taken in the company if they want to reach the world level quality. Juran also believes that there is a law of return in relation of diminishing quality and competitiveness. These steps are, there is a law of return in relation to of diminishing quality and competitiveness. The three steps, those who are very important, that they should be taken by the company. That number one, that structure achieve improvement on sustainable basis, combined with the dedication and urgency. That structured achieve improvement. That how we can structure all our efforts to come to sustainable basis, combined with the dedication and urgency. That we how we can develop that kind of that quality in the workforce those we are having with us. Widely held training program, that can only be achieved through the widely held training program, when we inculcate that kind of that mindset into the entire people those who are working as a stockholder in the process, if they understood the importance of the quality and the quantity and the consumer satisfaction, that to be achieved through widely held training program. Forming commitment and leadership at higher management level, that is also very much important, that how much you are committed at the topmost level in the organization. If you don't have any such type of that commitment at your own, at the top level of the leadership of the organization, then definitely it's very difficult for to maintain the total quality management. 10 steps to improve quality, by that Duran has also given the 10 steps, that these are the further the three the basic concept those he had given, that how they can ensure, but they have also given the 10 steps. So those are the shaping the awareness of need for improvement and opportunities for that to be very important, that shaping the awareness of need for improvement, that if we are satisfied that whatever we are doing, it is the best, then we don't have an opportunity to improve. So shaping the awareness of the need for improvement and opportunity for improvement. Setting goal repair, that is also very much important, that we have to analyze the situation, and then we can have to restructure the goal and objective if we have, if they are needed. Then organizing to achieve the goal set, that once again if we set up the reassess the goal and objective, then once again we have to reorganize all the steps towards the final destination. Providing training, that to be required, if at all we have changed in the in the style, that how we can have impart that the concept in the entire field force, that to be done through the proper training. Implement project aim at solving the problem, that also to be inculcated while we are training, giving training to the staff and the stakeholders, that how we can develop that skill, that they sort out the problem at their own. So that kind of competency skill set, through proper skill set, if we inculcate and will give the practice to them, definitely they will be in position to implement the project and aim at solving the problem at their own. Then the reported the development, that it's a process, that how we can have the reports from in the development process of the project. Then giving rewards also, if the people those who are those who deserve for the reward, let us have a compliment them, and let us have a recognize them with the proper reward. That is also very much important to keep the temperament and the motivational status of the team. Communicate results, that is also very important, that how we can have what are the results we are achieving time and again, that we have to communicate each other, and that we have to have that the pace, that in what way we are proceeding, what kind of the response we are getting, that all the things which is part of the market research. So communication of results is also a very important. Then store and maintain the results achieved, that how we can have sustain those results, if they are positive, how we can maintain them, sustain them, that is also very much important. So storing the results and the temperament and all the things, that sustainability, and which is also once a movement, ensure the growth of the organization for our certain period of time. Maintaining the momentum of improvement in the system of regular company, that how we can have the momentum of improvement in the system of the organization, in what way we can inculcate, through proper training or through proper that motivation, reward, that result communication, all these, that in what way that how we can maintain this thing. This is also a very much important assignment of the leadership. Now the application of TQM system must be based on 6 basic principles. The TQM system must be based on the 6 basic principles. Total quality management, this is based on basic 6 principles. They are like that: the willingness of management to involve the entire support organization. First, the management willingness, that the willingness of management is also very much important. that to involve the entire support organization, that how we can have the support system in the entire that organization in within the various stakeholders. So that is to be very much important. How much that the willingness is there in the top leadership of the organization. That is because that total quality management we can ensure only when we have a proper coordination and we have a top management willingness, that how much he can involve the entire the stakeholders of different segments of the company. Focus on internal and external customers, that they are very important, because internal customer, we know the people those who are working in the process, they are the internal customer of the organization. And the external customer, definitely those who are not the part of the organization, but somehow they are responsible for several that the assignment, those we have either outsourced or they are the part of the chain management or sometimes and like that. So they and the final customer also, those who are consuming our product. So focus on internal and external customer, that is also the prime importance to ensure the total quality management. And use effectively involve the entire strength of the organization. That is also very much important. We have to utilize the entire potential of each and every one, those who are in the part of the organization. That to be done for achieving the total quality management. Because total quality management is a system where we can have we can reduce the cost, and we can enhance the marginal revenue without disturbing the price of the product. So that kind of the total quality management is required if we are using the entire the strength which we are having in the organization. Continual improvement on business and production process, that is also very much, that is a process that continues. We have to not show the stagnant, that now it's okay, we now this is the final. No, it's not like that. We have to have a continuous process of improvement, and we have to adopt that process, so it will helpful to production process, and to achieve the growth and the objectives and goal of the organization. Treat supplier as a friend. They are also the part of our team, that the suppliers. So treat them as a partner, although they are not the directly internal customer of the organization, but they are the people, those who are ensuring the availability of the product at time with the same quality which we are claiming. So the two come instead of treating them enemies or like that, the different set of business. No, they are the part of our business, and treat them as give them the warm welcome whenever we have a opportunity